everyone, I'm Joe.
I'm Jimmy.
And we're going to give you a 2024 RebelLUG table tour at Brickworld, Chicago.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. We got builds by Lucas. Lucas, what inspired the Gamorrean guard with the chicken legs?
I thought it'd be funny. That's
okay.
That's all I can say, really. There's like no deeper meaning. I just thought, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this like brutal creature was just having a nice dinner with like a red and white tablecloth.
Tell me about Blood in the Snow.
That was
than the literal meeting.
Yeah, that was for I think it was Brickcalibur 2022. That was for it was for like a Frozen North category, and basically it had like a bounty hunter character tracking like one of his quarries through the snow. Then I had an owl sort of tracking a mouse through the snow also, so you have sort of that duality as well.
Any cool or interesting techniques?
If we just lift this up, there's a rock monster arm. Like a giant rock monster arm underneath there. It's one of those things where you can only really see if you view it directly from the front, but I had one of those lying around and I wanted to find a use for it somehow. These are probably my favorites. The spaceship right here and then the kelp forest right there.
Very nice. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you.
So next we have this build by someone. It's interesting. So he made some choices, as you can see.
That he's flexing that he's bought in the Tower of Orthanc, or Barad-dûr. He's just flexing the shield in the bottom.
The only issue with this is it doesn't really make sense physics-wise, because the water kind of just floats, and it falls, but then floats. So the pillars here have to hold the water up. That way it doesn't fall further. You got a build that in the back there by Geneva, pirate floating island thing. Lots of cool rock work and some nice buildings on that.
So I don't know if I endorse skinny dipping with sharks, but that is what's portrayed here. We have some manta rays, which are nice. The coloring in general is relatively okay. The cross at the top is very cool. Just be careful skinny dipping with sharks.
There's a lot of very intricate techniques in the stonework, and there's some variety. You can kind of tell that there were multiple builders who worked on this one, as some of the designs are a little bit different. Particularly some of the lower stonework is a bit different from that midsection. But there's a lot of very cool techniques as you look at that build. And that's by Micah, Eli, and Grant.
Interlude. Sure. By Eli. Okay. Very tan.
Yeah.
Very tan.
I think it may have stayed out in the sun too long. Got a little bit tan. But this guy's dropping down to go swimming in the pool. So yeah, it probably was a little hot outside, so they wanted to go for a dip. Maybe he'll join his friend up there skinny dipping later.
Heart of the Kingdom by Eli. So as you can see, literally, it has a heart in the middle, which it's cool because it's kind of open by what I would consider a rib cage kind of rock design. Very, very, very smooth build. Not a lot of exposed studs, which I like to see.
So I think if you remove that heart, the whole build explodes.
Should we try it? Oh, Eli got a Best Vignette nominee, huh? So, some simple vignettes.
Well, that's Best Micro Scale for his Heart of the Kingdom. And then he got Best Vignette over here as well.
No winners, huh?
Well, not this year. This, I believe, was either in Summer Joust or Brickcalibur, but I think it was Summer Joust. Yeah, he's got a lot of blue, a lot of really cool, intricate details inside there. Yeah, it's sort of similar to a few of his other vignette designs where he does an interior with lots of really small parts to make something cool. Up here we have the Order 66 collab. This collab was built over the course of an entire year's worth of planning. All of the members really put a lot of time and effort into it. As you can see from the 4 builds, none of them were built in
less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. All of them. Yeah, a lot of extensive planning went into this.
Yeah.
Jimmy was the organizer. You have any comments, Jimmy, as to the organization process?
So some people took it more seriously than others. Other people waited last minute, which I specifically had said, please don't. We want this to be thorough.
Would you comment on who didn't build theirs in very last minute?
So the people that didn't, they're not here. These were all done within approximately a week of Brickworld or at Brickworld, you know. It varies. Continuing up here, we have the National Parks, which is by RebelLUG. And I would like to say we got a really, really, you know, strong turnout for this collab. We've got a lot of participants here. Both of these were done by one guy, Drew. You know, he really went hard on this collab, and I like to see the turnout we got.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice that we got nominated for our collab for Best Use of Color. So that worked out pretty well. RebelLUG was able to win an award there, so that was pretty cool.
That's strong for RebelLUG to pull through like that. Coming back down, we have a TIE Fighter that's a sand blue color from Drew. And I will say it's very sand blue. The colors, you know, integrate very well. It's like a, you know, if you were looking at some original concept art, that's kind of what you're looking at right here.
It's kind of unique to see it in that color. Obviously, it's the wrong color, which is why he made it that way.
We got the Mothership up top. This was designed by Joe. He's a relatively new builder. He's not that great.
Yeah.
Hey Joe.
It's the Mothership. You can see one of the best features of it is the Duplo udder underneath. He was inspired for a Space Jam collab. He won Best Humor. It's pretty exciting.
He didn't win it. He was
Well, he was nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jimmy said, there's no wins at the table this year.
No wins, but it's okay. We're going to come back harder next year. Continuing up top, we're going to finish it out with Safe Retreat by Davis. Really, really nice, colorful build. He's got a Bricklerific little award, which is nice to see on the table. I'm glad someone's able to get some awards around here. We got some small, you know, builds by Drew, including, you know, a platypus with a hat, a caterpillar with some made out of buckets.
Yeah, fun fact, that caterpillar was featured on Lego's Instagram page several years ago, and he's stayed around for a while.
That is nice. Here we have a cow by Jimmy. It's a pretty average mock, I would say.
You should show them how sturdy it is.
Yeah, sure. So basically, this cow was designed. Joe, we're doing an interview. Put that down, bro. That is drippy.
That is mine.
Oh no, bro. All right, Joe, are you gonna get back in here?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
Good.
so cow.
So show his stability.
The stability on this cow. Look.
He's really stable, as you can see. You can kind of just pick him and set him right back up, and he's fine.
Dude, he's really.
He's got a lot of really sturdy techniques so that he can survive the trip.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen worse. As we move around to the Honeycrest Village, also by Joe. Joe,
Yeah, this
what
was
do you have to say
nominated
about this
for Best Medieval. It worked out okay, didn't get any awards. I built it in about 2 months. Kind of started with this first building over on the side, worked on making the rest of the buildings, and then I created the landscape. Parts of it aren't as detailed as I would like because I didn't have as many lime tiles, and I started running out of time, so I couldn't really make any more orders.
It is quite sturdy.
Yeah, it is very sturdy. So I tried to cover some of that with plants, but there's a lot of fun Easter eggs in it that you can find, as well as 16 frogs, one of every color that has been made.
What are you most proud of about this build?
My favorite part of it is some of my wagon designs that I did. I was able to use books in kind of a fun way, either the covers or the other side of the cover. Yeah, so I was pretty happy with those.
All right. Minister's Courtyard. Tell us about that.
This was built for a Return of the King collab with a few other people when the movie's 20th anniversary was. So a bunch of us made vignettes, and I just kept mine around.
That looks nice. Davis, what do we got here?
Over here, we've got the album cover, The Beauty Between, from the album by King's Kaleidoscope. It's a great album. It's crazy.
So with this build, how did you come up with this design?
I knew what it looked like, and I wanted to make it in real life.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And how well did you prepare for this build?
Oh, I did not prepare at all. I brought all the pieces here that I had in blue and pink, and I hoped for the best. And that's where we're at. And it was an interesting 12-hour session. And no regrets.
Did you come up with this technique of bricklaying?
No. 1,000% no.
Okay.
And another question I have for you: are you J&J Bricks?
I am not, despite the 30 million people that decided to ask me that question. And we had to have a sign provided by the great Eli. That's not the sign, but there's a different sign that I put in front of me that said not J&J Bricks, because I was bothered by far, far too many people in this great establishment. And it's fine. I'm not bitter, just disappointed.
Thank you, Davis.
Thank you, Davis. All right, continuing back to the front of the table, we have Minas Tirith once again by Joe. Joe must have nothing to do. He's got a lot of builds out here.
This Minas Tirith was built for the LEGO Ideas Lord of the Rings competition, and it actually ended up winning, which was pretty cool. It's a micro scale build that shows. I tried to keep it as accurate to the actual Minas Tirith from the films as I could. So a lot of the building placement is based on what you can see from the movie scene.
We have Frenchman of War, which was another nominee for Best Sea Vessel.
Yep, this was a iron build along with Violet Star back there. They were using the gold handcuff piece. So both of these builds were built in about 6 hours or so. The Frenchman of War took me probably around 6 hours, and the Violet Star I think was closer to 4 hours. So yeah, they were both pretty quick.
I see Shirtless Woody's made another return for this year.
Yeah, he's probably not going anywhere. He's now color accurate. Next year we may have Woody and Jorts, so keep your eyes out for that one.
Oh, that would be exciting to see. Will he be gaining a mullet as well, or maintaining his classic hair?
I think his classic hair will probably stay for now.
Okay, so we have a lobster dinner by Joe.
This was another iron build from my first round. My favorite from that round, it uses these red hexagonal windscreen pieces. So this one's been around a little while, but I really do like it.
Can you show us the connection points on the arms?
Yeah, they're connected just like that. So very sturdy.
Okay. The slippery popper.
Yeah, the slippery popper. He is a slippery fella. Ryan made this build. He has a lot of kind of interesting round bubbly shapes on the windscreen and around the side with those balloon pieces, as well as some brick separators that squeeze out the side.
I would say that is very slippery, very smooth.
Yeah, and it's kind of popping as well.
We're now looking at the Coruscant Underworld by Nectarius. I like the lighting it has on the side with the signs. It makes it pop at night. Very, very good use of different colors. The waters are really murky, filth water. It's the underworld, you know. Not meant to be a real clean area.
He also used a good variety of old gray next to the dark tan to kind of make it look like it's a little bit more used. So he's got some nice techniques on here. Did a good job.
Jeddah Temple.
This thing is an absolute beast, a behemoth. It's all comes off in one piece, and can be carried around. Yeah, Ryan made this one. As you can see, it's got a good amount of detail, but really it's best seen due to its pure size. It has a full interior as well, which is really impressive for a build of this size. And it goes all the way back in there. You can kind of see from all the different angles what's going on, and it has lights inside as well. So
very, very large.
It is really large. One of the coolest things on it are probably some of this rock work he does here, as well as these statues. Did a nice job with those.
Those are very nice. And we're moving down to a part from Yesteryear by Nanan. Very, very cool. He showed us before, he's got magnets which kind of run on a track to get the swans to move throughout his build, which are very cool. And they don't run into each other, which is good.
I think if you turn up the speed, though, they have some potential to crash just because they're charging.
Yes, I like the lily pads and the nice variation of greens. I'm a big green fan.
Yeah, a lot of green variety. And he's got a nice little piece inside those lotus flower. It's pretty cool.
We've got the crescent moon rock sculpture, also by Nanan, which actually took home a trophy for this table.
Yep, best vignette. It won for 2024. It's really well done. The rock work is spectacular, and the little Chinese temples are all really well built.
Yeah, all in all, absolutely great. I would love to have this on my nightstand and look at it when I wake up in the morning.
This is an older build by Nanan, several years old, but it's got a bit study on the bottom. The tower itself, though, has some cool designs as it slopes inward and gets skinnier as it goes up.
Although it may be old, it is a timeless build. I'm not going to be able to say that.
Inoko Kamari.
Yeah, it's pretty close. From My Hero Academia, which is a pretty good show. Nice mushroom usage. The palm top tiger. Don't know how to say that either.
Looks pretty angry, though.
It looks like an angry little cat. This is an older build from Nanan, and it utilizes a lot of grays and blues, which make the blues pop. As you can see, there's multiple crystal skulls along the edge, which is one might consider to be a unique piece until you look at it on Bricklink, and it's pretty mid.
One thing Nanan said that is this used to actually be fully up, but as things get older, they tend to get more saggy.
The desert monolith. The unfortunate part about this build is that it actually has fake skulls on the skeletons, but the camels are pretty nice, and I really like the blue running through the dark gray. It makes a real pop and look like it's zappy.
Up next we have this, which was nominated for Best Replica Scaled. It's a Linac, which I believe is a medical machine.
I was going to say it was a sewing machine.
I don't think it's a sewing machine.
I've heard it both ways.
This is chattering teeth. As you can see, it's teeth that are chattering.
I think they're actually standing still right now, Joe.
Oh, well, that's a fair point. It's a nice little seal build. Clubby the Seal. Looks like he's gonna take some vengeance on the Eskimos for some reason. He looks angry.
Well, I mean, they probably invaded his house.
Probably stole his fish.
I would be mad too if you stole my fish. Orca Attack. That's a nice use of the orca piece. It doesn't seem too thrilled that there are humans in his land.
Yeah, and this is kind of why you should never let your kids play near the beach, because you never know when an orca is going to climb out.
The mech orcas are the most dangerous.
They are very dangerous. So if you ever see those, you really should kind of turn the other way and run as fast as you can.
The reverse bear trap from Saw. I've never seen Saw, but I believe typically a bear trap is on the ground, not on your head.
Yeah, I think this is really what it is more of a complex head massager. So as you wear it, it kind of just goes around and gives you a nice head massage so you feel more relaxed.
Okay. Next is Don't Go Out, also by Nanan. As you can see here, he doesn't want you to leave. It's kind of like padlocked and chained shut, preventing anyone from going out.
Yeah, I think it's really just to keep the person inside safe.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what's outside?
Right. There's a lot of, you could run into an orca attack out there.
Just to touch grass every once in a while may be a good thing. The Maw of Phyrexia.
Yeah, this was a Space Jam build, if I remember correctly, and I think it did pretty well. I don't remember if it got first or second, but uses a lot of these big bionicle pieces, has some bionicle masks, and as you can see, it's got a bunch of tiny people coming out. Not really sure what they were doing inside, but
I definitely wouldn't want to be in there. The last kind of build we're looking at is Enchanted Puebo. Sure. We got some Native Americans walking around a little village that's very colorful. You can see some nice hot pepper designs running down.
Yeah, this was nominated for Best Medium Building. So it's a little bit bigger than a small building and a little bit smaller than a large building.
I would consider this a large building if, you know.
I mean, if I lived here, it'd be pretty big.
Yeah, there's many rooms. It's more of an apartment complex.
Yeah, so that concludes the whole RebelLUG table tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got anything else to say, Jimmy?
No. We got a lot of nominees. 2025, watch out. We're coming for some dubs.
Yeah, we turn all those nominations that we had here into wins.
Yeah, wins, buddy. Wins.